Morning. Wiggle here. Watering the cows. They had about a half tank of water, but they're getting spoiled. They like that fresh, sweet water coming out. So I have that hydrant that I installed out there. And it's running on this tank. And it's density fed until I turn on this pump. So I have a 24 volt DC pump hooked, as you can see. And then I just, for now, I just use those solar connectors without the plastic part. I just slide them together and run it for a few minutes. This pump's only made to run like 10 minutes and shut off. It's supposed to be intermittent use. But I'm running it on the solar there. Got that solar generator right there. So a 320 watt panel, 2 gel batteries, and a cheap inverter. That is to pressurize the system. I mean, I'm just pressurizing it so I can just quickly fill that tank and shut this off. So I will be hooking this part of the plumbing system into my main house system and pressurizing the whole system with solar power. Hopefully I'll get that done today. I'm also going to work on some trellises, and I'll show you that in a few minutes. Here's the flow from that solar pump on battery, DC pump running the battery right now. I don't know how many, maybe 50 psi, 45 to 50, guessing. Alright, getting ready for that trellis project. I want to say what today was. Today is Tuesday, 7/13, July 13th, Tuesday morning. Wiggle here. I'm getting some natural materials, cedar branches, for my trellis project in the garden. I will explain that later. For now, turn this pile, that pile down there, and another pile behind it, and then that tree over there. Had some high winds, knocked down a bunch of trees. This old cedar. So I'm going to cut the small pieces off of there for my trellis. Save the big part for posts and even the bigger part for lumber. So, and then I have more branches over there in that corner. And more branches over in this other field up there. So anyway, I'll just give you a few shots as we turn the piles into usable pieces. Cedar's great, black locust is great, at least in this area. You may have other things in your area, but those are the ones that we have here that really resist rot. So I'll just give you a few still shots, and then I'll show you what we're going to do with all this material. All right, here's a walkthrough, so you can see later when I have the trellises up. This is the before. Cucumbers just laying everywhere. They seem pretty happy though. And I'll show you how I use some of my hardware along the way to hold the trellises up without spending a whole lot of money or a whole lot of time. And it makes something that's aesthetically pleasing and functional. I spend a lot of time on functional, not so much aesthetic, but I'm going to try to go ahead and get some aesthetics going for a change.